Hi, this is Osman. I'm an energy healer, yoga and meditation teacher, and an entrepreneur. Please be sure to visit my website, yogawellness786.com, for more resources, information, list of my services, contact information, as well as regularly updated discussions from a modern combined with the ancient sciences perspective on trending challenges of current day lifestyle situations that could be of great benefit to you. And we're using natural methods for improving and enhancing your life, and natural healing methods based on ancient healing sciences. But this is not a replacement for medical treatment. If you have a medical condition, please be sure to visit a qualified and licensed medical professional in your locality. Okay, so I'd like to discuss the subject on supplements and the harm as well as the benefit of it, right? So, of course, the foods that we consume today, the level of nutrients is greatly depleted compared to a few decades ago. Even 20 years ago, the foods were more nutrient dense. And now the same. To give you a good example that I once heard, is that if you take an orange in the 1920s, in order to have the same level of nutritional benefit of that one orange today, you need to consume 8 oranges, right? So imagine across the board all the other nutrients that you're consuming, the meats, the chicken, the plants, the fruit, and so forth. You're like only having like 20% or 10%, of what you should be having. So of course you need to supplement, and supplement means supplement, not your main source of food. So don't neglect a variety of food. You have to have variety of food items, fiber in your diet. So you have to consume a lot of plant-based foods. Ensure that like about up to 70%, of your meal is from plant sources. And get all your nutrients, your micro. The problem is not in the macro elements, not in your protein or your fats or your carbohydrates. This is not where the major problem that's causing illnesses coming from. The major problem where illness is lack of micronutrients. The selenium, the copper, the zinc, the magnesium, the potassium, the calcium. There's 40, 50 essential micronutrients that needs to be in a certain balance in your body, and you need to supplement it by consuming would say good quality supplements from a proven or well established reputable company, right? So I'm a registered Herbalife distributor. So and I know the company is very reliable, authentic, reputable. They're in existence for over 4 decades. They're in over 96 countries. Their turnover is over over 10 billion, right? And satisfied customers in around the world. And you can I've been using their products. For over 20 years, right? About 24 years, with very positive experience, from the products. But that's not the main source of my food. It is in addition to my extremely amazing healthy diet, right? I try to eat very healthy. I get 25 to 30 different plant and vegetable sources of food. So me, I'm a vegan, whole foods plant-based, whole foods raw plant-based, mainly raw, 90% raw, foods, 95% raw foods, in my diet, plant-based. But if you are omnivore, that's your choice, and I've got no problems with it. I don't have anything negative to say other than, remove highly refined processed foods, both in plant and animal kingdoms, right? Not just in animal kingdom. And another thing, especially if you are vegan or vegetarian, you need to supplement with B12, right? This is standard. You need to have B12. I have B12, and I try to get natural sunlight, but it is almost impossible, for me in my current sedentary lifestyle and the modern lifestyle. We don't get enough sunlight. So it is good, especially if you're older, and especially if you're over 50, it is important to supplement with vitamin D, right? So the supplements that I take is a B12 supplement and a vitamin D supplement, and I also include a selenium supplement, right? So also when you're taking these supplements, don't take the maximum dosage, take the recommended minimum amounts, right? Because you can overdose. Supplements is not something that because you don't need a doctor's prescription that it cannot be harmful. Of course it can be harmful if you consume too much of it, right? And there are some supplements, when you consume too much of it, it causes negative effects in your body, right? So I had a friend of mine, as an example, and he's been supplementing with vitamin D, and he had the maximum dosage, right? And he goes, fortunately, for routine checkups. And the doctor checked his blood work and contacted him and asked him if he's consuming a vitamin D supplement, because the levels in the blood was extremely high, dangerously high. And even when he told me, he said he was having like about 40,000 units per day, something like that, or 4,000 units, but the maximum dosage that one could have, and been having it consistently, for a while. And the doctor stopped him completely from touching that supplement for minimum 3 months, and he can resume, and if he resumes, to have, the recommended levels, right? So don't this thing, right? So I consume vitamin D and vitamin B12, and also selenium. So selenium is a mineral element that is supposed to be in the soil, but it's been depleted due to over cultivation and use of artificial fertilizers and chemicals, pesticides, has destroyed this, that micronutrient selenium, in the soils. So we're not getting enough of it in our food and meat sources, right? So it is good to supplement with it, and especially when it comes to selenium, I found, a massive positive results from it, which I'll discuss in the next video. So be sure to visit my website, yogawellness786.com, and take care.